It has no intention of embarking on a nationwide load shedding exercise. Meanwhile, the company says it is working hard to ensure reliable power supply by the end of the second quarter of this year. Also, CEO of the National Petroleum Authority responds to COPEC over double salary conflict of interest allegations. We'll hear from Hassan Tampoli, who tells JoyNews that his stay is to act in the interim as President Akufo-Addo appoints a new CEO for the NPA. Plus, Ghana Card replaces a taxpayer identification number for registration purposes from today. As Commissioner General of the GRA expresses optimism, the move will improve revenue collection.
There's a issue of having a united one card for Ghana. And so for us in Ghana Revenue Authority, it's an important step for us because it gives us a huge database where we can now start engaging the people who are registered.
Once again, we have all these stories coming up shortly after this break. Do stay.
We would inform Ghanaians. Currently, what we are doing, we have to be sure, because you cannot go and take off power and do nothing. We have to be sure of the time and the extent. So we are liaising with the contractors. Not only the contractors, ECG is also involved. MIDA, who is the project funding agency, is also involved. We are dealing with all these people to come up with a comprehensive timetable. And this timetable, as we said, is only for Accra and Winneba. It is not a nationwide thing. It is only for Accra and Winneba. Let's get that right, so that we don't go and say that there is a national timetable for load shedding or doom or whatever it is. That is not the case. This is the timetable which they are asking for outages in order to complete the works for the system to be resilient, so that we wouldn't have the intermittent outages that we are having. The stabilizer that he's talking about, I don't know what type of stabilizer that he's talking about, because we don't have stabilizers in our system. What we employ in our systems are capacitor banks and static VAR compensators to improve voltages. And as we speak now, all the capacitor banks that we have and the static VAR compensator that we have, they are all working as we speak now.
Well, meanwhile, GRIDCO says it is working hard to ensure reliable power supply by July this year. Mark Iwaba is the Director of Systems and Operations at GRIDCO.
Tema is now a major generation hub. More than 1,000 megawatts are being generated in Tema. So we need massive transmission capacity to bring that. Let me come to Pokwase. Pokwase is in the northern part of Accra, and Pokwase is now going to be a hub where the power that is being evacuated from Abuazi on the 330 kV will now come to Pokwase before being sent to Tema. Pokwase will now allow ECG the flexibility to meet demand in the northern parts of Accra, and then in case that there are challenges elsewhere in Accra, load can always be moved elsewhere. So Pokwase will improve supply reliability in that area. In addition, I talked about the Kaswa bulk supply point. Kaswa, in the western part of Accra is in the central region by somewhere, is sprawling, and the demand is so much in Kaswa. So analysis show that we need to build a substation in Kaswa. Kaswa currently is being supplied from Malam and then from Winneba, and that is accompanied by a lot of outages and so much losses within the distribution network because of the length. So Kaswa is being constructed, and that will also be completed somewhere in August, September. Pokwase will be completed by June, July. To address the Kumasi problem, the Kumasi Kintambo project is being built and will be completed by July this year. Also, the Ministry of Energy has taken a decision. As we analyzed, we saw that it is best if we could get a generator around Kumasi. So the ministry has taken a decision that the Ameri power plant should be moved to Kumasi. So efforts are being put in place to ensure that gas infrastructure is sent to Kumasi to feed the Ameri power plant once that movement is done. When this is completed, our system will become even more resilient.
Well, away from that, from today, the Ghana card is replacing the taxpayer identification number issued by the Ghana Revenue Authority for tax identification purposes. Now, this change is in line with government policy on the use of a unique identifier for all transactions where the identification of an individual is required. There is more in this Business Desk report.
To ensure a seamless rollout of this initiative, the GRA in a statement said registration officials of the National Identification Authority are currently stationed at 14 GRA offices across the country to register individuals who do not possess a Ghana card. They include the Registrar General's Department at Accra, Taxpayer Service Centre at Adabraka, also here in Accra, Taxpayer Service Centre at Asokwa in Kumasi, Taxpayer Service Centre at Wa, and Taxpayer Service Centre at Cape Coast. Registration officials of the NIA will, however, eventually be stationed at 63 other GRA locations to serve all taxpayers. The statement also said there'll be a transition period from April 1st to December 31st, 2021, where both the TIN and Ghana card PIN may be used simultaneously as the unique number for tax identification purposes. After this period, it is expected that all existing TINs will be replaced with a Ghana card PIN. A self-service portal has also been made available on the GRA website for existing taxpayers who have registered and have been issued with a Ghana card to link their Ghana card PIN to their TIN. Furthermore, any taxpayer with a Ghana card must present it at any GRA office to be registered as a taxpayer. The GRA concluded saying, for transactions such as the filing of returns, payment of taxes, clearing of goods and registering of businesses, the Ghana card PIN should be quoted on the application forms, returns, and schedules supporting the transactions.
Well, that was a Business Desk report. Meanwhile, the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Reverend Amisha Amwa, in an interview with Joy Business, expressed optimism that the move will improve revenue collection.
In the need for us to see as a tax authority or as a nation how we can increase the number of tax payers, and also to ensure that our revenue base as a nation also increases towards our goal of increasing the revenue to GDP ratio. Now, the starting point for even paying tax is to first to register. And to get more people to register and to get more people on the database, this is an opportunity for us to be able to get those people who have registered for the Ghana card to automatically become registered taxpayers. Number two, it's also for us as a country avoid the situation where you go here and they'll say, what is your tax identification number? And go to another place, say, what is your Ghana card now? It goes, and so there's a issue of having a united one card for Ghana. And so for us in Ghana Revenue Authority, it's an important step for us because it gives us a huge database where we can now start engaging the people who are registered and then trying to also now identify how they can comply with tax and also to see which tax types they are eligible or they are supposed to pay, and then we'll be able to get the tax type for them. So what we have done today, because as you are aware, the starting date is the 1st of April, and tomorrow is 1st April. So we have made sure that the offices are ready, and 14 of the offices are ready, and we have already set them up. And so what you saw today is the NIA team who are co-locating with us and are working together with.
You're still watching The Marketplace. Now, the whole airport located in the Volta regional capital is expected to undergo a commercial flight testing exercise in 2 weeks' time. The Transport Minister, Kweku Ofori-Asiama, announced this after inspecting the facility on Tuesday. The African World Airline would operate 2 weeks' flight per week. That's from Monday to Friday, possibly at a one-way fare of 100 cedis. Here's more.
The $25 million Ho Airport, designed to hold 2 medium-sized aircraft at a time with a passenger capacity of 100, was completed in 2017. In September 2020, the African World Airline announced its readiness to begin operations at the facility after carrying out feasibility studies on the safety and economic prospects of the airport. Given this, the Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Lecha, the Transport Minister, Kweku Ofori-Esiama, and an entourage from the Ghana Airport Company Limited, Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, and other relevant institutions toured the facility to ascertain its readiness for commercial flights. A full complement of communication and weather systems, an X-ray machine, among other requisite machinery, has been installed to ensure a smooth operation of the facility. Mr. Esiama, who expressed satisfaction at the level of preparation, indicated that the government aims to establish a pilot training institution at the airport in the future.
We are trying to put this airport to other use, to training of pilots and other things. We are in discussion with the private sector people that yes, we have a facility here which we can use to train our pilots. So we are also discussing with them. A group has contacted us. We are having a discussion with them. So apart from using it for a commercial purpose, we are also going to use this airport, if all things being equal, for training of pilots. Instead of people going to Florida and other places to go and learn piloting, we believe that this airport is situated in such a way that we can use this place to train our pilots. So definitely we are going to put this airport to a very good use. But what I need from you, and your elders, so please try and protect this land for us, because in future it will be put to good use. Our had promised. We are in discussion with them. All the negotiations have been done. All the planning work is done. They've promised us that in 2 weeks' time they will do a flying test. Then they will start the commercial operation to Ho Airport. I needed to be here to acquaint myself with the facilities available, if indeed it will enable them to fly to Ho. And I think that for the round that they've taken me around, I can confidently say that yes, we are ready to receive commercial flight to Ho.
Dr. Lecha implored people in the Volta region to patronize the airport.
The patronage is good. More airlines will come. And when the state airline also starts, it will be one of the routes. We can fly from Ho to Tamale, Ho to Kumasi, Ho to Sunyani, Ho to Wa, Ho to Takoradi. Because there are a lot of people, we are close to the border. A lot of people who travel from Aflao to Elubo, to Côte d'Ivoire. They can come to Ho here. We can have bus shuttle services, bring them to the airport here to fly to Takoradi or to fly to Kumasi or Tamale. There are many traders who go to Lome, to Kumasi. So it's up to us. We don't just sit back and be happy that we have an airport. We should take advantage of the airport to improve on our livelihood, improve on our business. So instead of driving our cars and being in traffic every day in Accra, you take the flight, get to the airport in Accra, pick a taxi to the ministry, do your business, pick a taxi back to the airport, and then you are back to home. So as for me, I'll be parking my car here. I take a flight to Accra and come back. Okay. So
the warlord of the Asogli state, Togbe Laklehowusu XII, underscored the important role the airport would play in the socio-economic development of the Volta region.
And we believe it's going to open the gate for us to be able to access the city for businesses and pleasure. And then we expect this will open the gate also for tourists to come and enjoy all the tourist facilities we have in our region. And also being close to our neighbors, we believe in future arrangements will be made so that flights from our neighboring countries, Togo, Benin, Nigeria, will also come here. And then maybe in future, we can also fly from here to Tamale and Kumasi.
Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews, Ho.
Well, the Minister of Transport, Kweku Ofori-Esiama, has warned the private developers who are encroaching on the Ghana Airport Company's land to stop immediately. He says if potential expansion works necessitate the removal of buildings, no compensation will be given to any developer. Mr. Esiama said this when he toured the ongoing construction of the Kumasi International Airport expansion, where Prince Appiah has more in this report.
Work on the second phase of the Kumasi International Airport expansion is progressing steadily. Currently, all the concrete columns of the new terminal have been erected and the withholding wall is under construction. Most of the concrete works have also been completed. Transport Minister Kweku Foriesiama visited the facility as part of his first official tour since assuming office. The minister says the government will not pay any compensation to those encroaching on airport lands.
So here too, I want the media to support us, to drum home to them that look, this government land, if you are able to get a better land or a vast area of land, we can build a better airport to serve everybody. So when people think that they can then come in at this time, both so the government will pay compensation, I will disappoint them. That will not happen. I will disappoint them and disappoint them big time. So I want to send them this signal that government will not pay compensation for anybody who encroach on this land on the basis that the person has put up a building. If you know that this is the Ghana Airport Company land, please don't build on it, because this land is for a purpose.
By July this year, a greater portion of the work is expected to be completed, while the rest will be done by June 2022. During his inspection of the project, Mr. Foriesiama said the speed of work tells the project will be completed on schedule.
What I've seen here today is very encouraging. The contractor has assured me that though the phase 3 has been brought forward, they are on time. They can complete the project on schedule. The phase 2 comprises of the terminal and the terminal building. The phase 3, we have the apron and the runway. So when we put them together, that's what phase 1, phase 2, which costs about 125 million United States, some of my friends will say choppable dollars. And I think that it's a good thing for us. We need to finish it as quickly as possible so that we can reap the benefit. What I've seen here today gives me an encouragement that we can really meet the timeline that we set for ourselves.
When completed, the facelift will bring the Kumasi Airport to an international standard. Meanwhile, the Ghana Airport Company City project will start this year. Prince Apia reporting.
Now, the Chief Executive of the National Petroleum Authority, Hassan Tampoli, says his stay at the authority has been prompted due to the vacancy his absence will cause. Speaking earlier on PM Express, the CEO who got elected as MP for Gusheku in the 2020 elections debunked claims by the Executive Secretary of COPEC Ghana, Duncan Amoah, that he receives double salary and also is exposed to any conflict of interest.
In and out of MPA, right? Okay. Because I don't have any deputies. Okay. And by law, the chief executive is supposed to be a statutory signatory to certain matters that will ensure that we have regular products. So what I've done is, my successor, I have meetings with him. I've been told who is going to be my successor, but I've been told to stay put until he's formally given his letter. So what I've done is to discontinue my remuneration for MPA. So January, February, I haven't been paid. So now I'm working for free, more or less, but I'm pretty occupied in Parliament.
So you are in transition?
I'm in transition.
Let me give you free advice. You still have to be careful. Yeah. Because clearly, I think our constitution forbids that.
Yeah, it says that you should not occupy office of profit or remuneration.
Whilst you are in the house.
That is so.
So that is why
I don't receive any remuneration. I don't receive any profits. Okay. Basically, that's what it is.
So good clarity there, because of course that is a constitutional matter.
So it's a constitution. I have reviewed the relevant provisions.
Great to know. Let's start with the citizenship. Let's start with your general.
That's Hassan Tampoli there responding to claims of conflict of interest to Evans Mensah early on PM Express. Away from that, entrepreneur George Annan, who is investing in an organic growing medium from coconut husk, is asking government to consider this modern means for production in the cocoa sector. He says Ghana in the last few years has struggled to compete with Cote d'Ivoire in the production of the cash crop. According to him, Cote d'Ivoire has adopted the use of the growing medium to help improve its yield, which could be replicated here in Ghana. Speaking to Joy Business, George Annan shared how other countries are benefiting from his company, Fire Wealth Limited. Tema correspondent Kwame Yanka has more in this story.
About 4 years ago, George Annan's dream of helping find solution to menace caused by coconut husk was birthed. Coconut pits, doormats, scrubbing brush are but a few of the items he is producing from the husk at Ajekojo in the Tema West municipality. His story is, however, no different from many startups which face financial challenges. Today, some farmers in the sub-region and even those beyond the African continent are benefiting from his initiative. He is urging Cocoa Board to embrace this idea to boost cocoa production.
I'm also looking at if government institutions like Cocoa Board and then other local institutions, if they can patronize our product instead of exporting some of these things into the country, because what I hear is that some of them even import. And because some of the institutions are their leaders are foreigners, they would like to buy from their home instead of buying from local products. So that's one of the things we are looking at. So if they can all of them buy from Ghana or from us, then it will also boost our production. It can also help us to make enough revenue that we may not need anybody to go and depend on anybody for funds or anything.
George Annan is happy that coconut business is booming, as this will make his raw material readily available.
Okay, at the moment, like I told you, I'm already depending on the waste in the market. And as I speak, just not even the whole of Accra, I'm just depending on Ashama. Ashama is what is feeding my factory now. And I'm able to meet all the demand that I'm able to produce for my customers. So in terms of raw material, if today I hear the government is going into coconut production, and that is great. That's a great news for me. So as a businessman, I'll be very happy when they're able to go on with that initiative.
Meanwhile, a greenhouse farmer, Ray Frimpong, shares his experience with the product.
Because Ghana wants to promote exports and then create more jobs for the youth, I think if government were to be investing so much money in it, one, the product that is coming out is good. There's demand for it outside the country. Foreign income like dollars or euros or whatever also will be brought in. So if the government were to invest heavily in it, it will help, of course, the ripple effect, which is very beneficial to different levels.
George Annan is hopeful that life will soon return to normal for businesses due to difficulties under COVID-19. This has been Kwame Yanka for Joy Business.
And we now turn our attention to the Executive Director of FLF Africa, Dr. Richmond Frimpong, for today's Money Lab.
Our budget highlight today on Money Lab is to draw your attention to one of the important things this budget policy brings up regarding your pension. You know, Ghana's pension system is Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. Tier 1 goes to Senate and is mandatory. Tier 2 goes to a private trustee company and it's also mandatory. It is the Tier 3, which is the provident or the personal pension, that is voluntary. In the budget statement, the government is making a policy drive that is now going to go after employers who are not contributing the Tier 2 of the employees. It says that majority of the people, based on the numbers from the regulator, are doing some effort at paying Tier 1, which goes to Senate, but the Tier 2 is having a lot of lag and a lot of outstanding amounts. Now, if you don't get this done before they come after you, you are going to be paying some penalties and charges. And if you are an employee, do well to remind your employer to get this done and regularized so that you get the benefits of exemption in the charges before they get after you.
And that's it for Marketplace. Many thanks for watching.